All right, man. It's official. The big fight is here, man. April 30th, it's going to go down. And for those that are wondering, I was actually asked which fight would I prefer to see because there were two big cards happening that same day. Here on the East Coast, you're going to see Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor, right? And further out west in Las Vegas, Nevada, they're going to be having the Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez fight. And those are two very excellent fights. They are. But someone asked me if I could only watch one, which would be the fight that I watch. And the fight that I would watch wholeheartedly is Serrano versus Taylor because that's an action fight. I feel like Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez, I feel like that's going to be a chess match. I feel like Shakur Stevenson is going to control the distance, the space of the fight, behind his speed, his jab, and his movement. I think he's going to keep Oscar out most of the fight and counterpunch him most of the fight. I think that's going to be a chess match, whereas I can wholeheartedly say that I think Taylor versus Serrano is going to be a firefight in spots, and it's going to come down to defense. I think defense is going to be what wins this fight. A lot of you already know how I feel about the fight because I've talked about it many times in the past. For me, I already see a lot of people. They made up their mind behind tribalism, nationalist sentiments, local sentiments. That's okay if that governs the way that you think. That is your prerogative. However, my mind doesn't work that way. I don't just get behind someone just because they live close to my house or they used to live close to my house or perhaps they share the same lineage as me. I don't really do that. Nothing against those who do, but if I'm looking at the fight, I got to look at the statistics. I see a lot of people say that they don't think that Katie Taylor can handle Amanda Serrano's power. I see a lot of people picking Amanda Serrano to knock out Katie Taylor. I don't agree with that because Amanda Serrano didn't knock out Heather Hardy at featherweight, and she couldn't miss Heather Hardy. She landed really big shots on Heather, but Heather took the shots. That was at featherweight. She didn't knock out a super bantamweight in Jamie Mercado. She landed a lot of shots on her also, and she took the power. She made it to the end. She went the distance. That was also at featherweight, except Jamie Mercado was a super bantamweight that moved up. More recently, I saw Amanda against Miriam Gutierrez. That was at lightweight. That was at 135 pounds. And once again, Miriam, she took the shots. She got hit with a lot of shots, and her face got rearranged, but she went the distance. Amanda didn't knock her out. So when I think about that, I'm like, well, those girls, they're nowhere near as fleet of foot as Katie Taylor. They're nowhere near as elusive. So if you were landing at will on those fighters and you didn't knock them out, I don't really see you knocking out Katie Taylor. In fact, I think because more often than not, Amanda's fighting fighters that are a little bit more flat-footed than Katie, that don't have that mobility, I think that that's going to play a major role in the fight. If anything, I think that you have to look at other things. Hey, what's going on? Hey, let me let Boxing Dev on here. She's one of the few people I could talk to about this. 30 people, do not click the link. 30 people. Let me let Boxing Dev on first, then we can start the Tyson Fury shit afterwards. But I feel like Amanda's engine and her volume punching are more relevant to the fight than her power, because I wholeheartedly feel that Delphine Persoon is actually a bigger puncher than Amanda Serrano. I feel she's a bigger puncher, and Katie took clean, hard shots from her. She didn't go down. I know that a lot of people think she got a gift, and that's a different conversation because what we're talking about is power. I think Delphine Persoon is a bigger puncher by far than Amanda Serrano. She stopped some very good fighters and fought some very, very good fighters, and she wore them out. She has a great engine, like Amanda has a great engine, because Amanda has a great engine, great stamina. She can keep punching the whole 10 rounds. But Delphine is a pressure fighter. Amanda's a boxer puncher. And yes, there is a difference. A pressure fighter comes forward, wings shots, goes for the gusto, fights the same way every single fight. Whereas Amanda, she sets up her shots. She sets them up off the jab. But if she can't land that jab, because she's a southpaw, she leads with her right. If she can't land that jab because Katie's moving around, it's going to be hard to bring over the straight left. All right, hold on, Sawab. I'm waiting for Boxing Dev to come on. I'm gonna let y'all. I'm gonna let all the guys on the panel afterwards when we start the Tyson Fury shit. Right now, I want to talk about Taylor versus Serrano. And yeah, if Amanda can't touch her with the jab, and I think that's going to be a problem for Amanda, if she can't touch her with the jab, the straight left won't follow. And I think that that's actually more relevant to the fight than the power, because I do think Amanda has power at lightweight, but it's not what it is at 126. It isn't. She was landing at will on Miriam Gutierrez. And I think that when a lot of people try to say that Katie Taylor looks like she's in decline, they don't take stock of who she's fighting and how that offsets her finer qualities. For example, if you judged Katie Taylor off her last fight and you didn't know anything about Firuza Sharapova, you're not going to understand that she's a good boxer. All right, we got Boxing Dev in the building. Boxing Dev, what's good, man?
How are you? Have you been?
Muy bien, muy bien. So, estamos hablando de la pelea con Katie Taylor y Amanda Serrano. Ya tú sabes cómo yo, you know how I have it. Pero para mí, hay ciertas cosas que son más importantes in regards to that fight que la pegada. Because I honestly believe Delphine Persoon is a bigger puncher. En el 135, para mí, Amanda she's a good puncher, but she's not a bigger puncher than Delphine Persoon. Para mí, she's not a bigger puncher que la dominicana Cristina Linardatu. Para
Yeah.
mí, esa mujer tiene una pegada that they can drop you off a single shot if they get through. They can drop you. Whereas Amanda, she has to beat you up. She has to keep hitting you, and then she'll get you out. So, go ahead.
I think she could have the punch if she could have the size, because
Mm-hmm.
she haven't the size, she hasn't the size, because if she were bigger as Katie Taylor, she could beat her, but I think she hasn't the size to beat Katie. That's the reason that she hasn't the power punch to beat Katie too.
Verdad, verdad. Y yo voy a decir que at lightweight, Amanda Serrano actually has knocked someone out at lightweight before. This was many, many years ago. Maria Maderna, she won, I
Yeah.
believe it was the WBO title. Pero Maria Maderna is not Katie Taylor. Y
Yes.
ya ella tenía una pelea en el 135 con Miriam Gutierrez, and she couldn't miss Miriam. She was landing, but you didn't knock her out. And Miriam doesn't have the movement of Katie. So add the movement, and it's like, yo, you not gonna be able to accumulate damage the same way that you usually do. Como tuviste la pelea con Heather Hardy, que con
Yeah.
Heather, she was landing, yo. She was getting off, but you didn't stop her. Y Yamileth Mercado también, misma cosa, that you were landing, but you didn't stop her. I was actually surprised that she knocked out Daniela Bermudez, pero eso fue porque Daniela estaba peleando. There's a difference. Yamileth no estaba peleando, se estaba moviendo. Daniela,
Exactly.
she was, and I love Daniela. Like, I love Daniela. Like, I want her to come back because I think she beats almost everybody from 122 to 118.
Yeah.
Daniela was coming forward. She was throwing shot, and she was getting off, yo. Like, she was
Yeah.
landing. So para mí, well, you stopped Daniela because Daniela was coming forward. If Daniela was running, or not running, pero tú sabes, moving around the ring, you wouldn't have stopped her. You wouldn't have
I
stopped
think I think it's a 50-50 fight,
her. Mm-hmm.
because Katie is getting older a little bit, and her last performance wasn't the best one against Shanifer Khan and Firuza. What was were many performances that it wasn't the same Katie as always, but I think that Katie she tried to move down with her level when she has an opponent without any excuse. But but Amanda has not the size to hurt her, and has not the punch in 130. In 135, she's not a puncher. Okay, she has the combinations. She may has the speed. She may has ella tira mucho golpe.
Mm-hmm.
She has the, no, I don't know how do you say it in English, but ella tira mucho golpe.
Uh-huh.
But Katie I think Katie is growing up her level to fight against Serrano because this is not only the main event, it's the biggest fight in women's boxing. And I
Mhm.
think the winner of this is going to have the glory. And I think that Amanda hurt Miriam Gutierrez, and Miriam
Mhm.
Gutierrez is big. But Katie has a different style. And it's a 50-50 fight because um, Amanda is not Firuza,
Exactamente.
but Katie is not Miriam. And I am going to give Amanda's credit because it's younger than Katie, but Katie has the opposition on her background.
Yo voy a decir esto. Katie tiene más experiencia con boxeadora como Amanda que Amanda tiene con boxeadora como Katie.
Yeah,
Katie ha peleado con Zurdan y ha peleado con mujeres que tienen pegada, pero yo no puedo decir que yo he visto a Amanda con alguien que se puede mover, que tiene rapidez en la mano, combinaciones. Yo no he visto eso. So que cuando yo veo, okay, who are the best people that you fought? Heather Hardy was unbeaten. Yamileth Mercado, she's a very tough girl. I don't know if I could say she's the best, but she was a champion at super bantamweight. Miriam Gutierrez has been in there with a lot of people. Mucho año pasado, ella peleó con Yamileth Reynoso en el
yeah,
140. Y yo vi que Yamileth está aguantando puño, and she's not just taking punches, she's not just taking the shots, she's coming forward
yeah,
and she's fighting. So, para mí, con eso lo que yo veo es que si tú tengas una situación que you can't touch her, you can't find her, you're going to feel weird because you're used to landing punches. Para mí, it's more important que tiene good stamina, Amanda. That's important that she has good stamina so she can keep throwing. And because she's a southpaw, she throws her jab with the right. Maybe that'll throw Katie off. But like I said, Katie's fought southpaws before. She fought Natasha Jonas, who's a big puncher and a southpaw and an Olympian. So con eso, para mí, el edge, I'm more 60-40 Katie Taylor than 50-50. I view it as 60-40. That's how I see the fight.
uh, yeah, yeah. Okay, Katie will class Serrano. I don't think that it is going to be an outclass.
Mm.
I don't think so because Amanda, okay, she hasn't been fighting against the bear opposition. She's very taking many girls that, are, for example, Shamilet Mercado. Shamilet Mercado was fighting in 122 and she moved up to 126. Okay, but Amanda has a really good skills. For example, if you compare Amanda and Delphine Persoon, Delphine Person is has a disorder when she's fighting, but Amanda hasn't that problem.
Sí, pero te voy a decir esto. Porque Delphine Persoon is awkward. Que ella tira, va a tirar, sea
Yeah,
lo que sea, va a tirar. That makes it difficult because she'll walk through the shots. She'll take the shots. Ella tiene pegada y quijada to take what comes at her. Ahora, yo no he visto a Amanda con mucha boxeadora que tienen pegada, tienen rapidez, tienen combinaciones y se saben cómo
yeah,
mover. I haven't seen like literally. I could go. I know her resume. I've watched her career for years, and I'm like, when I look at this fight, what I see is Katie is more prepared for a fighter like you than you are prepared for a fighter like her. Y como tú dijiste, she doesn't have the size to go in there and oh, I'm just overpower Katie Taylor. I'm a rush her. Nah, if you try to rush her, if you try to, el contragolpe, she's gonna counter you.
yeah,
She's gonna slip and hook because she's fast enough to do it. Yo voy a decir que Katie doesn't look the way that she looked hace mucho años con Nina Menke, con Anaí Sánchez. No, she doesn't look
yeah,
as fast as she used to, but she's still faster than everybody you've ever fought here today. She's still faster than everybody you're fighting. So I go Katie Taylor probably on points. Lo más malo que puede pasar es que si Katie quiere pelear, she's going to make it harder on herself. If you want to make it a show, you're going to make it harder on yourself. Just box. The way you did with Cristina Linarda too, box. Don't
yeah,
trade with her.
yeah. I am giving a 50-50 fight because of the training camps of Amanda are amazing. Are amazing. She moved down from lightweight to super flyweight in 6 months, and she hadn't lose anything. So when she moved up to lightweight to fight against Miriam Gutierrez, who is a really good fighter,
Mm-hmm.
she showed to the world that she can prepare herself for a war. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the first step it was Miriam, and the first step for Katie it was her mandatory against Firuza.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm giving a 50-50 fight because of Amanda. I don't know if it has a nutritionist or something like that, but her training camps are amazing. She has a really good coach on her corner. I think it's going to be a 50-50 fight. I'm expecting a war. I'm not a cheer of Amanda, or I'm not a cheer of Katie. I win with this fight. I'm happy because of this is happening. This is good for women's boxing. This is going to be the main event in the Madison Square Garden, and it doesn't matter who is going to win.
¿Verdad?
Everybody wins.
Es la verdad, porque ya que cuando pase esta pelea, eso va a ser el cambio, porque ya ese cambio ya pasó en
Yeah,
Inglaterra y en Europa, eso ya pasó, pero en América la cosa está atrasada. So this is the change for America, the fact that it's happening here, that could open up the market. Eso junto con otra cosa como Alicia Baumgartner también, que they're invested in her and they're going to promote her, también eso está buenísimo. Pero
yeah,
for me, 60-40 Taylor, maybe split decision. Could be a split decision. If she goes in there trying to fight, you're gonna
yeah,
make it harder on yourself. With Farias, yo lo que vi es que la gente no conocían a Farias, and they didn't realize that one, she's a little bigger than Katie. Two,
yeah,
she's
yeah,
young. She's younger than Katie. Y
yeah.
three, Sofia Ochigava de Rusia, que fue the arch nemesis
Olympian.
Olympian, que esa tipa tremenda boxeadora, tremenda. I'm just sad that she doesn't box more as a professional, pero as an amateur, esa tipa peleó y acabó con medio, a lot of names that are out now. She fucking beat them, yo. This
Yeah,
chick's
and
woo.
Firuza make her pro debut against her.
Ajá, ajá. So she started off con alguien y con eso
Yeah,
se ve la clase de boxeadora que Farias no es pendeja y
no,
Farias, ella tiene su beneficios, her things that
yeah,
because to me, Farias is like a baby version of Katie. Her hands are a little fast. She's a little in and out, a little. She goes in and out. Lo malo que tiene Farias es que su torso se queda así, derechito. She
sí,
stays upright when she's moving back and forth. Katie at least hunkers down to change levels when she goes in and out. Whereas Farias, her way is very like European almost. That she'll bounce out, but her torso is still up here. Like, move,
yeah.
slip, stay off the line. Eso es lo malo que ella tiene.
I have my prediction for Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano, and I think the first fight to one should win is the mental fight,
Sí.
because both, okay, the technique here it doesn't matter because they are the toppest level. So the first part of this fight is going to be the mental fight, and I think who wins that fight is going to win the last all the fight.
Y
You
yo,
know,
mira, I don't have no shame. I fucking love Katie Taylor. I'm gonna love her
yeah,
forever. Hasta que cuando el mundo se esté explotando, I'm gonna love Katie Taylor, ¿verdad? Y
sí,
para mí, ella tiene la mente más madura because she's fought on very, very big stages where there was a lot on the line. As an Olympian for the gold y
yeah,
también for the undisputed con Delfín Persun. Y para mí, eso enseñó el carácter que ella tiene, que, ok, la pelea con Amanda no pasó, llámame a Delfín Persun, let's run it. Because she didn't have to fight her again, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people were saying a lot of bad things, and she never had to fight her again. Que si ella es tan pendeja, ¿verdad? Because ya colan a una pendeja que no sirve y toda esta vaina. Ah, pues porque ella peleó con ella la segunda vez entonces, si ella es tan pendeja. Ah,
yeah,
esa mujer fuerte aquí arriba, fuerte.
sí.
And she has a good character. And the fact también, for me, as I'm a Katie Taylor fanboy, I don't have no fucking shame. I love Katie Taylor. después que pasó toda esa vaina en 2020 con Amanda, for them to still revisit the fight, si eso fuera otra persona, otro promotor, vete pa'l diablo, ya, se te fue, it's over, we're not gonna do this fight with you. But they committed to the fight, they wanted to do the fight, y para mí, con eso se enseña el carácter de Katie Taylor. They're like, yo, I don't care what happened in 2020, we're gonna do the fight.
I love both. I love both, and I think I don't know if it's Katie more mature than Amanda, but I don't know. I'm excited for this. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. It's just the biggest fight in women's boxing, and I don't know. I'm just completely excited.
Me too. Also, a boxer that I'm very big fan of, have been a big fan of for years, all the way back to when she was debuting and all of that. Jonas is gonna fight Eva Pietzkowska. Eva, ella una capricorniana. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm like, diablo, man, la ponieron con una Capricornio, la vaina va a ser dura, man. Pero she can win that fight. She can win that fight. Porque
Yeah.
Eva no tira mucho puño. No tira mucho. She likes to jab and move and jab and move and jab and move. As long as Tasha throws more than she does, she can win on points.
I would like to see Tasha against McCaskill.
Yo también.
Yeah.
Yo también.
Yeah.
¿Quién gana
It's
esa
Tasha.
pelea? ¿Quién gana esa
Tasha.
pelea? ¿Tú crees que ella le gana?
Yeah, because when Tasha when she lost against Bibiana Venov has an unskilled fighter, just was a disorder fighter. And Tasha, I think she learned a lot about that. So if you put a disorder fighter who has not the best technique, like Jessica McCaskill, she's not a technician, and you put a topest technique fighter who learned of her past and things like that, I think Tasha is going to beat Jessica because Tasha is I think has more power punch.
Ok, yo voy a decir esto. Yo creo que Jessica físicamente es más fuerte, pegada. If she can land, that's the thing. If she can land, she's got a stronger punch. Pero forma y técnica, you got to give that to Tasha. El lío con esa pelea, and we talked about it on Twitter, is that Jessica signed a multi-fight deal con Matchroom. Y ya se sabe que Tasha está con Boxer y Sky. So ahí yo veo que esa pelea no es posible. Porque multi-fight deal, eso significa que Jessica, for at least maybe 2 more, maybe 3 more fights, ella va a estar en Matchroom. Y Tasha, ella se va a quedarse en Boxer. So para mí la pelea no es posible. If anything, Cindy Ryan may end up fighting Jessica McCaskill.
What do you think, Sandy Ryan against Farias?
She's going to stop her. Porque no se ve en la cámara, pero because I know the height of the boxers, Sandy's big. Sandy's like, she's big for 140. Erika she has more experience. She's fought a lot of good fighters, and she's never been stopped. Nobody never knocked her out. She's lost on points, but she's never been knocked out. Pero para mí, ya a los 37 años, I think, she's going to get stopped. She's going to get stopped.
Is Sandy bigger than Mayer?
Close. In terms of height, yes. In terms of, yes, definitely. Bigger. She's got the same kind of frame, pero ella tiene más, yo no sé cómo decirlo en español.
Carne.
Tiene más carne y más pegada.
Sí, because I was watching the fight against Mayer twice, and that fight it was closer than the card said it. I think Erika won five rounds.
Yeah, I
five
agree.
rounds easily. I think Erika is a really big power punch because in many times Mayer was like, oh my god, she's punching me. She's really experienced too. She fought with Katie Taylor in amateurs. She disputed the world championship when we were amateurs. Katie won, but I don't think if it is Sandy is prepared for this because she hasn't been fighting 10 rounds.
Esto es lo que yo voy a decir. Erika tiene pegada. Yo vi la pelea con Esteche. That's why I consider Erika unofficially Undisputed, porque ella peleó con Stech en un tiempo que cuando esas fueron la única dos campeonas en esa división. The only difference is the titles wasn't on the line. If she can catch Sandy with that overhand right that she caught Stech with, la va a despertar que mira, you fucking with a real one now, que esta no es esa the lollipop ladies, this is a real one. So ella va a tener que, para mí, ella va a tener que trabajar, pero el talento se le va a salir. The talent of Sandy Ryan. Like, you're fighting someone that's capable, somebody who could take a punch. This woman fought Delphine Pissoon, Jessica McCaskill, Cecilia Brækhus. She's been in there with a lot of fucking...
At her toppest, she won against McShee, the best McShee.
So, yeah, I mean, so this is not a fighter que ya que con un trompón que tú le das que ya se va a ponerse like como un venado in the headlight. Like, no. She can deal. So it's gonna, to me, she stops her, but it's late. It's late. It'll be round 8, round 9 if she stops her.
It depends. It depends to Erika Farias who is going to fight, because if you see her background, for example, her fight against Alejandro Oliveras, it was a really, really big power puncher. Oh my God, that woman punch completely hurt. She used the legs. Erika knows how to move around the ring.
That's true.
And she knows how to use her legs. For example, if she go to the 2-2, she's going to hurt Sandy too. And I really want to know how Sandy is going to react against that, because it's not an easy fight.
No.
It's not an easy fight. Sandy has never been fight 10 rounds. Erika has experience in the top wrestler for years. I think it's maybe Sandy should. Well, it's not possible now, but if she I don't know what to say. Si ella hubiera peleado con alguien más y luego Erika, así sí.
Es que por eso es que la pelea está buena, porque en un lado tú dices que mira, yo no sé si esta niña está preparada para esto, porque esto es diferente. Tú le ganaste, the best girl you fought, Kirsty Babington. That's a good win. It is. Pero Kirsty Babington no es Erika Farias. Es una cosa muy diferente. Y Erika no es estúpida. She doesn't just come forward y que tirando cualquier vaina. No, she boxes, man. That's how she caught Esteche with the overhand right and dropped on her ass. Like, she can box. So what's cool is Sandy could lose. There's a chance que she could. Mira lo que le pasó a Shannon Courtney con Jamie Mitchell, ¿verdad? Y Jamie Mitchell tiene la misma clase de experiencia que Shannon Courtney. Ahora ponlo tú. Erika Farias, esa mujer tiene como 31 peleas, but 30 record of 26-5. All right, she has lots of experience. So yeah, it could go the other way. It's not because she lost to McCaskill. No. It could go the other way. Why? You're 3-0. You're 3-0. That's it. You have 3 fights. You've never been 10 rounds.
It's an excited fight. Erika has another power here, so she can. Ella sabe ensuciar la pelea.
También.
That's the reason that Stitch go down to the floor, because Erika was clinching y la enganchó. La soltó del clinch y la enganchó.
That's why I like her. Now let me read the super chat. Maybe not outclassed, but Katie will outwork and win on points. I agree with that, because I think Katie has something that I don't see the other girls that Amanda fought, and that's in and out, and the angles. She has that. Heather is a great tough fighter, but she doesn't have that. Miriam is a great tough fighter, but she doesn't have that. Yamilef, God bless her, que tiene mucho. She has a lot of courage to have, because I thought ella la va a matar. Yo vi la pelea con Rascón, la pelea con Guzman. They was tagging the shit out of her. I'm like, you really want to fight Amanda Serrano? You crazy? But she's tough. She hung in there. Pero otra vez, that's not Katie. She can't move like Katie. The torso, the feet, she doesn't have that. You know what I mean? So for me, yeah, I could see her getting outworked. Napoli says, Jules, do your not yet, man, not yet. I don't do it on command. I do an impression of Katie Taylor, but I can't do it on command. It's wild. So we talked about Taylor versus Serrano. We talked about Jonas versus Pietskowska. We talked about Ryan versus Farias.
Heather Hardy and Terry.
Esa pelea va a ser bien, pero esa va a ser una pelea que Terry está practicando diferentes cosas. Para mí, ella posiblemente gane esa pelea a los puntos because she needs the rounds. She needs the rounds in the bank.
Yeah.
Ella no va, not because Heather's a big puncher, because Heather's not a big puncher. She wasn't a big puncher at 126. She's not going to be a big puncher at 135.
Oh, no.
But es una oportunidad to work on the jab, work on the movement, work on the left hook, because I believe it's the right hand that broke. And if you want to alleviate that hand, develop a left hook. That way you don't have to keep setting up that right hand and hurting it. You could develop a left hook. So, para mí es una pelea that has a good fighter, a solid fighter, and a fighter that we all know, but it's really a fight to work on things. That's what the fight is.
Yes. It is a fight to Terry to be back on track.
Exactly.
Because she will not get horrible out by Alicia, and I think that fight it wasn't necessary because she got the injury. She went back to the ring against Alicia, and Alicia, everybody knows that she's not a joke. She was going to fight against Mayer, and that fight didn't happen. So that wasn't.
Es que ahí se ve, ahí que con esa mujer no se juega, man. That girl is a killer, dog. Y I respect Steffi and Terry for having los cojones to fight someone like that. Pero yo lo dije when I heard it, que el diablo, ellos quieren pelear con Alicia. They're crazy, bro. They're crazy.
Yeah. I was thinking that Terry was going to win that fight because the opposition of Terry was better than the background of Alicia and all of that things. But I haven't considered that Terry was of boxing for many time because of the injury. So when I realized of that I said, "Oh my God,
No,
this is
ella
not
tenía
good."
un año que no peleó, un
Yeah.
año. Después 2 cirugías a la misma mano. Con eso, esa es the perfect opportunity for something to go wrong. So con eso ellos aprendieron porque Steffi Boy, I love that guy. And I love Terry. So they're going to do fine at lightweight. Pero para mí, ellos no van a pelear por título for some time. They're not gonna, they're not looking to fight the winner of Taylor versus Serrano. I don't think they are.
I don't think that. What do you think? What do you think? Michaela Mayer against Delphine Pursun.
Well, okay. Michaela showed que she's not just a boxer. She's actually very tough. She showed that in the Hamadouche fight. She showed that she has the stamina to keep punching for the full 10 rounds. Pero el poder de Delphine es muy diferente que el poder de Maiva. Maiva wants to be close to you. Delphine will come from the fucking parking lot with punches from all, and that's why there's so much power, because she put everything in punches. So es una pelea que es, even though it's el mismo estilo, she's a pressure fighter, like Maiva's a pressure fighter. The delivery is very different. I don't know if Michaela can really handle that, because that chick is tough. The only thing que la salva es que ya Delphine está un poquito más viejecita. Couple of wars.
The power.
But the power is the last thing to go.
I think you can say that she's older because of she's a police. She's a police, and she's always training. She's always fighting with everybody. Give me a minute. Sorry, I was. She's a police. She's been training every time, even when she is off of boxing. She is on the street fighting, and I think Michaela, when she is in front of a power puncher, she doesn't know how to solve that problem, because against Erika, I think Erika is a power puncher Um, she punched harder than Hamadush.
I believe that. I believe that.
Because of, if you see the fight, if you compare the fights, Michaela, well, she went to the 2-2 with Hamadush without problem, and with Erica, she was trying to keep the distance.
Pero es que Erika es diferente porque con Maiva ya tú sabes lo que ella quiere hacer. Ya tú
Yeah,
sabes, before the fight even starts, ya tú sabes lo que ella quiere hacer. Con Erika, she does set up the punches. It is different because she's not going to just come forward y tirar cualquier disparate. She doesn't do that. She doesn't just... Con Maiva ya tú sabes, she's going to get close to you, y va a tirar gancho.
yeah,
Gancho, uppercut the whole night. Con Erika, you got to be careful because she's going to set it up. Y también Erika is naturally bigger que Maiva. Maiva no ha peleado en el 135 ni el 140 o el
no,
147. Erica went up to 47 for Breaker. She was a champion at 40. But to me, like I said, she was undisputed. The only difference is the belts wasn't on the line when she fought Esteche for the second time. But those was the two champions in the division. The only difference was the belts wasn't on the line. So
yeah.
she's a good fighter.
See, I think one of the problems of Michaela is that she thinks that she's more than she really is. I always say this because
Mm,
she's under the protection of top rank every time.
see.
And if you know that you are going to win a fight, it doesn't matter what you are going to do. The cards against Erika Faria, 117, 111. The cards against Maiva Hamadouche, 117, 111. You know that is going to happen to you. So you don't need to feel nervous or something like that. But I think Delphine Person is a different story here, and she may if that fight is going to happen in Vegas, I don't want to watch it because I know what's going to happen.
Tiene
It
que haber una
doesn't.
razón, espera. Tiene que haber una razón que ahora Top Rank tiene Kalia Kuruni peleando en el undercard de Conceição con este muchacho. Y para mí
Yeah,
lo que yo veo es que lo que puede pasar con Persoon is the same thing that might have happened with Alicia Baumgartner, that, oh, we were going to do it, but then, no. Porque there has to be a reason that Kalia Karuni, a super featherweight, is boxing on a top-ranked undercard. By me, she may not fight Persoon. She might fight Karuni.
and
Ellos no anunciaron de que, oh, we signed Kalia Karuni. They didn't say they signed her. So I'm like, okay, then why is she there? Why are you using her? And I think it's because you want to show one of her fights so that the next time you see her, when she's fighting Mayer, you know who she is. Because there has to be a reason for that. I like, why would they gamble? Because that's a gamble, peleando con Delphine Persoon. La pelea es grande, todo el mundo la conoce because of the Katie Taylor fights, pero también el riesgo. And you're risking all of that for what?
yeah.
Your girl might get beat, yo. You gonna put her in there to get beat? Because it could happen.
I love these boxing talks. I'm really loving it. Hey, I have to go because I have to do something for my channel, something completely big for my channel. So don't forget to watch it. Let's follow me and follow me in Boxing Dev. I thank you so much to everybody to listen. Okay, to listen to me. Good night.
All right, good night. All right,
Thank
now
you.
we're gonna start the Tyson Fury portion of the conversation. We got Drew in the building, Sawab in the building, Timmy Nealon in the building, and y'all know what I'm about to do. Y'all know what I'm about to talk about. All right. We got Roly. Who's Roly Poly? I don't know Roly Poly.
Yo, Julius, how you keeping, man?
Chilling. And you know, I talked about it in the last episode of the relay that it was revealed, and I can't even say that it was revealed because Eddie Hearn said it already on IFL TV that basically Tyson Fury wanted to come back in March, but not against Dillian White and not against Alexander Usyk either. He wanted a handpicked, and that's before Mike Coppinger published that article, and Eddie already said it on IFL TV, and Egas Klimas, He checked Tyson Fury on Twitter, also saying, "Yo, what are you talking about? We agreed to everything. We agreed to everything. Check with your promoter and your managers and your people, because we agreed to everything." So I'm gonna start off with Drew. Drew, what's your reaction to that shit, yo?
What's up, y'all? Drools, I'm not surprised, yo. It's more lying on the part of Fury. What can I expect from a drug cheat? And a dude
Okay.
that, and he's the heavyweight. He's the Ryan Garcia version of mental health heavyweight.
Oh shit! All right. Let me go to Sawab. Sawab, you know what we talking about? What do you make of that whole shit?
Man, are we surprised? Eddie Hearn got played again. Fooled me once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, shame on me. Eddie Hearn got played again by, I think, first time when it was that Saudi Arabia undisputed fight, and now this one again. I don't know what Fury's doing, man. You're just killing him, Wilder. They have killed the heavyweight scene.
Well,
And
I'm gonna
you got
say,
great
well, let's say
fighters.
this, Sawab. Let's say this, Sawab. We can't say that they killed it because the shit that he tried, it really didn't work. Like he didn't. It at this point and where the shit is at, you can't stop what's going on because these guys don't have to play your game. Usyk don't have to play your game. Dillian don't have to play your game. You tried to really go around both of them to come back in March and to fight who? Manuel Chaw? Robert Hellenius? Who you was trying to fight, bro?
Are we surprised?
He was trying to
has
fight
one
Francis
good fight,
Ngannou,
and
bro.
then he fights two shit people, and then he tries to fight another. We can't be surprised. That's how he fights. That's how his career has been.
Now,
The thing is, right here, let me add to this real quick, Jules. They agreed to step aside, and then the gypsy shadiness, they try to sneak in another fucking easy 7-figure, 8-figure payday of a Tom Schwartz or a Francis fucking Ngannou.
I mean, this is the main thing. This is the main thing because you literally have people that are trying to explain it away, like they're trying to I guess try to make it seem like this is about Joshua or this is about no. It's not that we want this and that we want that. The fact of the fucking matter is that everybody's saying the same thing. This dude was trying to come back in March and he wasn't trying to fight Dillian White at all. He wanted to fight a handpick in March. And then
He wasn't trying to fight Usyk. He wasn't trying to fight Joshua. He wasn't trying to fight Dillian White. What the
He
fuck?
talked a lot, but he ain't done none of that.
Let me say, people say he's the number one. He's the best ever. How can you be the best ever fighting two good champions? Only two people in the ring magazine.
First, whoa! You said two good champions. Which two good champions?
well, you gotta give him those at least.
I don't give
at least. I'm being nice.
Wilder's been
nice.
fighting. We don't be nice on this channel when it's the boxing talks. We're not nice. We're fact based. And like I told Jules, the unmitigated gall of Warren, Arum, Fury, when they talk shit about Hearn, Hearn's the only one trying to grow the sport of boxing. Only one.
Yeah. Only one.
Exactly.
Only guy.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna go to.
He's only one.
Let me go to Timmy. Timmy, so you heard, everything that happened, and I got the screenshot up here. Just what's your thoughts on that?
Man, I'm just shocked with that WBC heavyweight title belt because it must be fucking haunted or something. Because everyone that wears that fucking thing is like fucking. In the last couple of years, I don't know what he's doing. I'm lost with Fury. The dude is fucking like, I don't know what he's done. He won fucking MMA fights and fucking all sorts of shit. But he's been called out, so he's looking really poor in this.
I'm going to say this, Timmy. I believe that it's not just Fury because this seems to be consistent with WBC champions. We saw it with Wilder, and we're now seeing it with Fury. Remember, they basically pick and choose who they want to let fight for the title to begin with. They literally pick and choose like, oh, well, we don't want this guy. We don't want Dillian to fight for it. We rather that Fury fight for it. You see what I mean? So a part of me feels like, and we've talked about this on the channel before, it's been said that they don't want that title they don't want Eddie Hearn's fighters fighting for that title. Now, Country, what's your thoughts on the shit?
Man, Fury's doing a lot of talking, but he has this like really underlying aversion of White, and I don't know why.
I agree.
There's shenanigans going on. I agree. I think the whole WBC pulling stuff behind the scenes is definitely more believable than anything, given what we've seen in the past with Wilder and now this. I don't know. Fury's a great con man. He's great for bullshit and entertainment. That's why I like him. But
the funny thing is, how can Mauricio Suleiman? Let me just add. How can Mauricio Suleiman go on an interview on the Zone, say that the reason why I gave him those splits is because Top Aaron has asked me? Isn't that plain corruption? How can you just say that just like that? I think can't he be sued for making those kind of comments?
And this is what I'll say, Sawab. You can try to take it to court. You can try to, but if you read the WBC's bylaws, you'll realize that they empowered themselves in the contract language and their own bylaws to be able to do that. So if you're a fighter and you're climbing up their rank standings, you make yourself subject to whatever they want just because you're the one that's trying to get a shot at their belt. If you don't like it, try for another belt. But Dillian, he stayed on this path. And then I said this, they're like, yo, if it was me 2 years ago, I would have stopped going after that shit. Like, I'd have been like, man, fuck the WBC. I ain't going to give y'all no more of my purse. Fuck, I look like paying y'all.
And we talked about it on the channel. The biggest issue with this is, and I'll just say, me and Jules been saying it, they don't want Eddie Hearn to be having control of the heavyweight division because whoever controls the heavyweight division controls the optics of the sport. That's the most glamour division. And if Eddie Hearn's in control, it signifies the passing of the torch. Arum has never had a competitor, professional competitor like Eddie Hearn. Don King.
That's true.
No. And Eddie Hearn is taking the sport into the 21st century in terms of digital technology age. Arum's behind. Warren, no.
Right.
We know what PBC is. And once Eddie gets control of the heavyweight division, he controls the sport. He already has Canelo's ear, and that's basically what they're doing. They're throwing side money to these sanctioning bodies, trying to fend off Eddie, because Eddie's going to be here for another 20, 30 years. You think Todd DeBuff is going to do anything after Arum dies? Fuck. They're going to be able, no, I take that back. They'll be able to bring along blue chip talent, but they don't create stars.
I agree.
I would have said that if
What's up, Leo?
was still the champion, but Wilder's not
What's
the
up,
champion, but like fucking Fury's not an American champion. Do you know what I mean? Like, I would have said that if Wilder was still champion, but like fucking Fury couldn't sell a fucking shit before fucking the Wilder fight. You know
Exactly.
what I
Oh shit.
Exactly.
He can't sell
Brother,
shit.
brother, say that. Say shit.
No.
Brother, say shit again one more time in your accent, brother.
Shite.
Shit.
Shite.
Shite and
Well,
donkey.
that's the thing. And let me champ this before I pass it to Leo, that a lot of people are acting like because Tyson Fury, and look, a $19 million gate is great. I'm not like, you can't downplay that to sound like something bad. No, that's good. That's very impressive. But the thing is, people are acting like he did that off of his name alone. No, you did that with Wilder. All right. You two had to come together to make a significant fight.
Exactly.
You on your own cannot get paid $20 million for Povetkin, for Pulev. You won't sell if you fight Pulev, bro. Now, Anthony Joshua, I'm not like, I ain't trying to be a fanboy, but it's the facts. Like, yeah, he fought Pulev, and that's still a decent sized fight. He fought Povetkin, and look at how many fucking people came to see that fucking fight.
Almost the same as the Klitschko fight.
You see, and he did that with fucking Povetkin. Look at what he did with Takam, a late replacement. Takam was replacing Pulev all them years ago, and look at what he did with him. You cannot compare it. AJ has the kind of marquee value, and if he can get himself back in the winner's bracket, great. If he doesn't, then he doesn't, and it is what it is. But we can't sit here acting like because Fury did $19 million at the gate with Wilder, that all of a sudden he can fight anyone and sell. No, you cannot fight Hellenius anywhere, here or in the UK, and that's a big fight. No, it isn't.
Julius,
No, it isn't.
I'm upset with AJ for even again letting Tyson Fury get in his head. He already got in his head once, and I think the main reason why Joshua tried to box Usyk was because of Tyson Fury calling him a bodybuilder. You can't box.
Mm.
That's why, and he's doing it again. I don't think AJ is focused. He's made lots of people upset by even letting this step aside get to him again. I don't know if he's in that mindset of getting his belts back.
That's a fair point.
AJ's made many mistakes. I mean, first of all, he tried to box with Usyk, which was the wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
He let Fury get to him, you know, and admitted it on open TV. How do you do that as a heavyweight fighter? How do you admit, oh, I let what Fury said get to me? I mean, you're showing your weakness. You're showing that you can't handle stuff.
Fellas, I gotta defend AJ real quick. I gotta defend AJ. We can't say we want our fighters to be transparent and just honest about what they go through as fighters, and then just be like, "Why'd you say that?" Like he's being vulnerable.
Let me say this. Let me say this. Then I'm gonna pass it to Leo because Leo ain't get a chance to talk. That in admitting it in front of so many people, what people don't realize in that moment is that makes you stronger. If you lie about it, look at what happened to Wilder bullshitting about why he got his ass beat. You should have just admitted it, bro. That dude is a better boxer than I am. I can't be fucking with him. He's a better boxer than I am. That's why he beat my ass. Now I got to be the glove gate and the shake weight and the shoehorn and the poison and Mark Breland. He didn't put enough eggs on the skillet. It's mad bullshit.
The racist Nevada State Athletic Commission.
The glove kid.
So you could go and peep the bullshit that you letting everybody believe. Oh, the commission. So then why you went back to that same fucking state to have the third fight? If the Nevada State Athletic Commission is corrupt, then why you going back to Nevada?
Right.
It don't make now. I'm gonna say this before I pass it to Leo. AJ being able to admit that, like, yo, I fucked up, B. That shows you could grow from that. I hope he do. I don't know if he will, but you got to be real and you got to be honest. And like, look, this is where I fucked up at. I tried to box him. I shouldn't have did that.
I understand that, but why is he considering the step aside in the first place? He says one thing. He's saying, I want the belts back, become the 3-time champion again.
But then, I'm telling you right now, if somebody offer me $15 million, I'm going to slow down and I'm going to think about it. I don't give a shit. If somebody tell me, hey, yo, go kill 3 people across the street, I'm 15 million? Let me think about it. All right, now, Leo, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't think I can be a critic
$10
of
number
Anthony
8.
Joshua. Excuse me?
Go ahead, Leo.
Okay. I cannot be a critic of Anthony Joshua because Anthony Joshua, in my opinion, has given us what is supposed to be a unified champion.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the heavyweight division, the most dangerous division that exists, and is fighting top opposition again and again and again. So if this guy says something or do something that is not good for him or sounds bad for the public, I can let it slide because you did what I expect for you to do. Mm-hmm. That be a fucking champion. Not like fucking Wilder, not like fucking Fury. That these guys have their own thing, like or the trilogy. I never thought so much about the trilogy.
Me neither.
Despite the opportunity to read that belt from Wilder.
Yeah, and we all thought it was a good thing at first. I thought it was a good thing at first. I didn't know we'd be in this bullshit.
Right. Hey, Jules, Rolly's asking to get on. I don't know if you're going to let him on or not, but...
who's Roly Poly, though?
Rolly Romero is in the background.
All right. Hey, Rolly.
Rolly Romero's in the
background.
Hey,
guys. How you doing, guys? What's going on?
That's Rolly, y'all.
What's good?
All right, what's good, Rolly? What's good, Rolly?
I just want to say thank you for having me on, everybody. I appreciate it if you do.
We
Rolly,
appreciate.
you're not touching yourself while you're on here, are you?
Actually, I am. I was. I
You-
had to take a
Are you a
quick break.
handcuff?
Could you please
Oh
stop?
man, no, I'm sorry I asked.
But how's everybody doing? Is everybody doing good?
Yo, that picture of Rolly, that shit look like a squirrel.
I'm sorry. It's not my best. It's not my best photo. I know I was mad about. I really don't know, man. I was mad.
In that picture, he looks concerned.
Rolly, who is your favorite squirrel, Chip or Dale?
I like Dale. Dale's fun, but I like Alvin and the Chipmunks. They're really,
Hey, Rolly, how did that pussy feel?
it felt great. It really felt great.
Whoa,
I'm
guys,
sorry about what
guys,
happened
that's
in the
going too
party.
far, guys.
It's a family show, man. Shit.
Come
Trying
on,
to get
guys.
sponsored
Good
by the
Lord.
Disney Channel. Hey,
Guys, I was acquitted of the
Rolly's off
charges.
his
I was
rocker.
acquitted of the charges.
Let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat. Don't forget Kenny Bayless. Right. He actually said that Kenny Bayless was partial to Fury. Bro, if you don't get the fuck, like he really said, like, oh, he said Kenny Bayless is a crab in a bucket. I'm like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? He was on Fury all night looking for points.
And he was drunk. He was drunk. Don't forget that bit.
Julius, the referee did a terrible job.
I gotta-
in that fight. He did terrible. He was so
I'm
bad.
sorry I asked, Julius.
It's like,
Rolly's off his rocker.
Wait, you guys want to know who I am for real? You really want to know?
that's Jay.
JJ.
Are you a boxer?
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I really don't.
I don't
Sounds
know
like-
if that's Rolly or Michael Jackson. Sound like Michael Jackson.
I think
sounds like
Michael
that.
Jackson.
All right, y'all got me. You got me. It's me.
Michael kind of better falso.
Oh shit.
No, but what I'm gonna say is, look. Let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this.
Rolly's off his rocker.
This type of shit, and it's all over a Dillian White fight. For a perspective, this is what happens when Tyson Fury has to fight a guy like Dillian White. You see what I mean? This whole production, everything we're looking at, we got to go through all of this so that you could fight Dillian White? Shit. So what would you have done if Usyk was your mandatory? What would you have done?
Run. That's what he run to save his life. Hey, Julius, I agree with you. You know that video that you made? You said the walls are closing on Tyson Fury. Joshua didn't put any video out or statement. Dillian White didn't. Usyk didn't. But he's the one who's talking the most. So we know who's talking the bullshit. 100% agree.
Shit talker, isn't he?
Yeah. When you see somebody move, look, we saw this already, and I stand by this. He knew that Joshua versus Fury, right? Who mic is fucked up? Somebody mic is wilding. He knew that for all the shit that's being said, he knew that he was. All right, hold on. Somebody mic is fucked. Who mic is that? He knew the whole time. He knew the whole time that, like, yo, I'm not gonna fight Joshua for a second time. I'm gonna end up fighting Wilder again. He knew that because he's doing the same shit now that he did before. He keep putting videos out, saying this, saying that, and the shit feel fake. So when I seen him talking about, yeah, I can't wait to fight Dillian, I'm like, bro, you fake as shit. You not fighting that dude, bro. I'll be shocked. I'm not gonna lie. I will be shocked if he actually fights Dillian White, and I'm not even kidding. Because I don't believe a word that come out of that man's mouth.
So what do you guys think is going to happen with the purse bid tomorrow?
I think that, look, let me paint a picture for you, Drew, right? Let's say the purse bid comes off. Let's go as far as saying Matchroom wins the bid, right? Let's say, right? What stops Tyson Fury from pulling out injured?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What stops him from saying I got COVID
Nothing.
before the fight and fucking it up?
Nobody.
That's why I'm like, yo, dog, I don't
What does that get him, though? What does that get him? He still has to fight his mandatory.
Listen, no. Time. It gives him time. He'll get, the WBC will be like, oh no, we can't strip him. He got COVID. And then before you know it, let me do it for you, bro. If he say, let's say tomorrow, purse bid goes down. Matchroom wins the bid, Top Rank wins the bid. Who gives a shit, right? It doesn't even matter. But let's say somebody wins the bid, and now you got to go into the fight, all of that, As the fight week is approaching, this guy could say, yo, I got COVID. tell the WBC, I got COVID. Oh, no, we can't strip him because he got COVID. We can't do that. Now we got to wait. And then when you wait, while you waiting, Joshua versus Usyk 2 happens. You get to wait for the winner. Like, yo, I don't got COVID no more. Can I get a petition to be exempt from the mandatory? Sure, you can. Sure. That could happen, bro. All of that. Because the WBC is helping them. Like you said, Sawab, the motherfucker literally sat there and said, yeah, we did the 80-20 because Top Rank asked us to do that. You already telling me right there you're helping them. Because why the fuck would you do that?
Boxing, the sport that we love, that we hate so much. The way
he loves to say, I'm this fighting man. I'm ready to go. And, bro, like, just stop it. You had one legit win over Vlad and against another one against Mama Luke paper champion. Stop it.
Real shit. Like, look, Fury, I'm convinced that fight with White won't happen because stylistically, when I think about the fight, right, and I'm not, because a lot of people get confused about this. Am I saying White beats Fury? No, I'm saying he stands a chance. And because he stands a chance, yeah, he could give him a hard fight. Fury does not want a hard fight before Usyk. He doesn't want a hard fight. He didn't want a hard fight before the Wilder rematch. That's why he picked Tom Schwartz and Otto Verleen. He don't want a hard fight. He thought, I ain't gonna lie, he thought Verleen was gonna be easy. He thought, and Verleen got in his motherfucking shit. And like, no, motherfucker, I'm Swedish meatball, motherfucker. I'll fuck you up, I'll fuck you up.
Hey, Mark's in the building.
Go ahead, Jay.
Mark's in the building.
I got you.
Bro, I was saying, what's up, Mark?
Swedish
fucking made me forget my train of thought.
Go ahead.
What I was saying, you know these Fury thing fanatics, the way sporting icons say, Fury fanatics, they think Dillian White is easy job. It's easy. So why doesn't Tyson Fury fucking fight him then? Fight him, get him out of the way. He's an easy touch for you. Then you can go into undisputed, another easy fight for you, become undisputed, and just fuck off from boxing forever.
Because yo, listen. Let me champ the shit. The answer is obvious. It's because it's not easy. And if you saw the first Derek Chisora fight, you'll realize that, like, yo, White could give him problems because he's gonna stay close to him. See with Wilder, and I said this in the last video I uploaded, that with Wilder, if you can force him on the back foot, you could take away his power. You just got to be aggressive, come forward on him. You're going to have to find your way past the jab and the right hand, really the right hand, because he ain't got much of a jab. But if you can force him back by being aggressive, you could take away his power. That won't work on Dillian. If you come forward, he'll come forward. He wants to be close to you. He want to be in a phone booth with you. So that shit you did to Wilder, it's not going to work on Dillian. You literally going to make it easier for him to get to where he wants to go, be where he wants to be. You could beat him because Dillian ain't perfect. He don't got the best gas tank, but I tell you something, Dillian has a better gas tank than Wilder.
Hey, Jules.
Julius, another question. You know the punch that Povetkin landed on Dillian White. If he lands that same punch on Fury and the same punch on Wilder, do they get knocked out? Yes or no?
Yes.
Hey, Jules, let me say this real quick. Aside from the fact that Fury doesn't want to fight him, the WBC has not been favorable to White for a long time, so they are also in on not having him fight Fury as well, I think.
No, yeah. I mean, before I pass it to Mark, my thing is this. These guys must have started watching boxing during the Wilder fights, because I'm like, you realize that, and I'm not saying this because I think Dillian is special. No. I'm saying this because this is the heavyweight division, right? If Dillian landed the left hook on Wilder that he landed on Chisora, Wilder goes down. If he landed that left hook on Fury, Fury goes down. Like Fury's never been down before. He's never been down. Didn't Steve Cunningham, a cruiserweight, knock his ass down? If Dillian lands a hook like that on any one of those two guys, it's not because Dillian is this and that. It's because these are heavyweights. It's different, all right?
If Povetkin lands that punch on them, every single one they get knocked out. Wilder and Tyson Fury. The same punch. Dillian White was winning that fight convincingly,
Yes, he
but
was.
Povetkin came out of nowhere with that. He timed it right, and if that punch landed on Fury or Wilder, they're both gone.
He blasted White in that fight.
All
Oh
right,
yeah,
now
I agree with that.
Mark, go ahead. Mark, go ahead.
I don't agree with the Povetkin shot knocking out Fury or Wilder. I don't agree with it. But there's a reason. There's a reason. I'm sorry. Are people ignoring the height difference and leverage on that shot?
Yep.
That shot goes all the way up into the air against those guys, and there's less on it. Are we just gonna ignore that or something?
No, that's a good point, Mark.
Sorry.
Good point.
Height is very beneficial and prevalent in the heavyweight division. Don't forget, Povetkin actually landed that shot on Anthony Joshua. He landed it. He landed a beautiful uppercut on him. But Joshua was standing up straight. So by the time it got up there, chin wasn't all the way down. Momentum didn't carry and he didn't get knocked the fuck
Now
out.
let me say this. If what Povetkin landed on White and what he landed on Joshua, it was two different. He landed a big left hook on Joshua, but to Mark's point, it's true. Joshua's position at the time when it landed, he was in a position where he could take it. If he landed that uppercut that he landed on Dillian, if he landed that on Fury, Fury goes down, bro. He goes down because that shit.
Even if Fury's an extra foot up in the air?
Regardless of that, he was leaning. Dillian White was leaning down. The same way, I think Dillian White's head was down. So if Tyson Fury's chin is out like that and he uppercuts it the way he did, amazing. It would go out.
It's because of all the little bullshit that Povetkin does that creates that environment to where that punch will take you out. He'll hit you to the body. He'll do a side to side bullshit, touch you to the body, get you worrying about your fucking body, and then he'll punch you in your fucking face. That's the little bullshit. He does a lot of little shit. And that's why I like him, even though you're fucking pet cheat, but we're all pet cheats at the end of the day.
I'm gonna quote Julius, yeah. I don't waste my time talking about shit that ain't ever gonna happen. Povetkin ain't about to fight fucking Tyson Fury.
Good point.
You know what? Tyson Fury and Wilder would never fight Povetkin.
No, of course not. He's retired.
Not even back then. I was talking about back then. If they had the opportunity at the time.
Deontay Wilder did have the opportunity and he didn't fight. Tyson Fury had the opportunity and he took them. He actually had an opportunity to fight Povetkin for the WBA. Years ago. Fury ducked Povetkin. No, Fury ducked Povetkin.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They won't take the fight. No matter. We might say that Povetkin will get beat by Fury and Wilder, but they didn't take the fight. They don't take their chances the way Dillian White does, the way Anthony Joshua did. Everyone's gone quiet.
All right, JBN, go ahead. What's your thoughts on the situation?
I mean, I just think it's so freaking dumb how you're just avoiding this guy and then you're calling yourself the baddest man or making it look like everybody's ducking you when you're the one that doesn't like all the smoke. I'm just really tired of Fury and all his antics and all that. I just wish somebody could knock him the fuck out.
Yeah, because it's getting it's like these guys
really repetitive, bro. It's just getting really tiresome of just hearing this guy.
Honestly, it is because it's like, yo, we gotta go through all this just for you to fight Dillian White, bro. Do we really gotta go through all this? This is fucking. Come on, B. Like,
bro, we really have to give Anthony Joshua credit. He lost twice, but he's still fighting. Wilder lost once, and that's it. He's gone.
No,
the same thing is gonna happen with Fury. He will lose, and he's gone.
So peep the shit that Wilder and Anthony Joshua have the same number of professional losses. They both have 2 losses apiece. And Wilder's ready to call it a career off those 2 losses, whereas Anthony Joshua, he's still here trying to get his belts back.
Yep.
Funny how Wilder only fought 1 top 10 and he lost twice, I think, and that's it, he quits.
Like
Same
I
thing is
You know,
said,
gonna happen with Fury.
before your channel, bro, I did not know that Wilder was in the game for that long. I actually thought that he had like entered the game or started probably getting popular when Anthony Joshua was. So I didn't realize that he started like in 08 or
bro,
2010.
that's why I said that most people don't think of Derek Chisora as being Wilder's real contemporary. But yes, y'all came around the scene around the same time. And the only difference between you and Derek is Derek didn't spend 7 years fighting absolutely fucking no one. He fought the people that needed to be fought. You fought fucking for 7 years. You fought absolutely no one.
But you never saw him either. You know, that was another thing. I mean,
Julius,
for being
I
around
have a
since then, I
confession.
don't remember seeing him that much.
I didn't
I
know
have a
anything about him
confession.
until he
I
Go
was
have
ahead.
a
a WBC
confession.
Go
champion.
ahead, Sawab. Go ahead.
Sorry,
I
sorry.
was a fan of Wilder. You know when he beat up that troll. I was a fan. Since
Oh,
then I
Charlie
watched one
Z?
of his fight with
Charlie
Joe. Yeah,
Zelenoff, the only man who can
yeah. I
stop
was a
Jake
fan. I
Paul.
saw him. I was like, and
I
then I
was a
saw
fan
his
of him.
knockouts. I was like, boy, this guy's good. At that time, I think he was like 30. You know, when I saw one video on YouTube of him knocking people out, I was like, oh, this guy's gonna be good. But then afterwards, slowly, when he didn't fight anyone, when he started, then I was like, fuck you, bro. We just wasted time.
Now let me say this. Look, what medal did Philippe Hergovic come out of the Olympics with?
A bronze medal at super heavyweight.
What medal did Wilder come out of the Olympics with?
A bronze medal at heavyweight.
Now, what's the difference between Hergovic and Wilder?
Gold medal.
Wilder was a WBC champion.
One's
No.
a boogeyman.
No. Hergovic is not trying to spend the next 7 years fighting club fighters at the mall.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference. Hergovic is already ranked as a top 10 heavyweight because he is trying to fight people. People don't want to fight him. Better still, he's not being guided away from the fights. Now, if Hergovic did what they did for Wilder, right? Like if they did that for him, bro, that motherfucker's going to be 50-0. He'll be 50-0 fighting the motherfuckers that Wilder fought for 7 years.
Julius, don't
How many fights
forget.
does he have right now?
That's actually a worst case
Julius,
scenario
don't
for
forget.
her.
This guy,
Hergovic.
this guy Wilder, started his career as a boxer very late, so you have to give him a pass.
No, because Hergovic is not. Hergovic ain't 21, bro. That dude is not no young buck. Like
that's the fucking excuse that everyone says about Wilder. No, he started box at the age of 21 or something. So what?
18.
If you know you started boxing old, don't be comparing yourself to Muhammad Ali.
Well,
That's
the
my
other
problem.
shit, no, but the other shit is that a lot of Wilder's core supporters, they act like his situation is so unique when you do realize that Anthony Joshua started late, but he won the gold. Anthony Joshua started late and he ended up unifying sooner in his career than Wilder. Wilder never even fucking unified. He never unified. And it looks a lot like his career is almost over and he will retire having never unified.
Julius.
You know something though? If Wilder has one more fight, Wilder had a longer professional career than Sean Porter.
Well, that's
Julius, what do you reckon?
No, straight up, because they literally Porter fought. He debuted in 2008 in October. Wilder debuted in November. So if he has one more fight, he had a longer pro career than Sean Porter. Like, that's ridiculous.
I'll concede that, but Sean Porter's a 2-time welterweight champion. Wilder's a 1-time heavyweight titleist.
Sean Porter fought.
Hey, hold on, Jay. Hold on. Sean is a 2-time welterweight titleist.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I
said. You said 2-time welterweight champion. Wilder's a 1-time
champion. But he held the green belt. He held the same version of the belt that Wilder had.
Yeah, but Wilder. If Wilder's a titleist, so is Porter.
Sean Porter fought people. He fought people. Shout out to Sean Porter.
Sean Porter is the best gatekeeper champion ever.
Crawford. He fought some people.
He fought people.
Ali Malignaggi, Broner.
Hey, I'm not. Yo, I don't understand what goes on here sometimes. I ain't shitting on Sean. Actually, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I've seen a lot of you guys actually put a bit of disrespect on Sean when it was going to the Crawford fight. I was one of the only people who actually respected him his entire career, even going into the pros. Because I watched his debut. I ain't gonna
Hey,
have
Matt,
that.
I'm with you. I
I
didn't
bet
shit
20
on.
bucks
I
on him.
think Sean.
I ain't gonna have that. What I'm saying is that the amount of people out there who are talking about like, oh, Wilder's a baby and this and that. Wilder got to the Olympics. He came in with a bronze medal. That's experience.
Yep.
Whether people like it or not, that's experience. Then when you're a pro, after 5 years, by 2013, and that's when Anthony Joshua debuted.
Yeah.
Well,
As soon
30
as you win a
fights and he's still a
championship, you're
baby.
not in baby
Well,
mode anymore.
Well, look at this, JBN. And Anthony Joshua's third year as a professional boxer, he was boxing for a world title. And I know that it was Charles Martin, but that's still better than what Wilder was doing after 3 years as a professional. All you have to do is look at who was Wilder fighting. What kind of fighter was he fighting 3 years into his pro career? And you'll see
So
that
2011, 2012. Ugh. Let's have a look
Yeah,
at
Ugly,
this.
that's
ugly
when
record.
Udapella had that interview and they said that they were going to match him up against Klitschko. He had just won the championship and he was like, well, what do you want to ruin a good thing? You know, that he's barely started. And I was like, he's a champion. You got to take the training wheels. He's a
and they're not
champion.
gonna. And he already had when he boxed Bermain Stavern. I think that was his 33rd pro fight. 33 fights. You've been a pro 7 years. You just won a world title. Fine. Are you gonna start fighting people now? No. Eric Molina. Who else? It was Eric Molina, Johan Duapa, Artur Spilka. Who else? Who else? Luis Ortiz 2 times. The first time I liked it. The second time it was pointless. Like, bro, why are you fighting him again? Why are you fighting him again? Let me read the super chat. Fury has never really done well with people smothering him. Nikolai Furtha and Otto Valin stuck it to him like glue and found success. White will do better. This one is for Mark. That's true, Unrivaled, but between Porter and Wilder, only one of them beat Usyk. Ooh.
I don't. I'm gonna say right. Hold on. This needs to be said because I think too many people are in their feelings and aren't even listening to any of the shit that I said. Right? Here's the thing: if y'all just want to hate on Wilder, go ahead. I don't like him either. But what I said wasn't hate at all on Porter. I was saying they fought the same amount of time. Look at the difference, right? Within 3 years, Sean Porter had beaten guys like Ray Robinson.
Yeah.
Within 3 years, Wilder was still fighting negative level fighters. Huh?
Now,
I say we understand what you're saying. We know.
Let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat. Deed said AJ will have a solid claim to get into the Hoff, in my opinion. Jaime Nieto says it was ridiculous to me when Wilder fans were trying to say he was influential as the likes of Ali, MLK, Malcolm X. The delusion was out of control. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Hey, Julius, I got an answer. I got an answer for the question that you asked, like why he fought Luis Ortiz again.
Why'd he fight him?
Oh, because he out of Wilder's own mouth, he wanted to bless him. Remember?
Yeah, that coin, bro. It's like, yo, look. Wilder. You know what could have happened if Wilder would have had the Joshua fight? Who fucking knows? Maybe he. Who's eating potato chips?
I got some helium. I got a helium balloon.
Hey, if he would have fucking fought, if he would have at least fought AJ, it would have made it right because okay, so your resume is shit, but at least you're one half of the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing of the last maybe 20 years. You know, that fight would have been bigger than the Klitschko fight was. And I could have forgave a lot of shit, but bro, you didn't even do that.
I mean, what happened to like? Wait, what happened to all that talk like one face, one name, one champion?
Pretty much.
What happened to all that?
Hey, Jules,
I think he was talking about Bermain Stavern because that's the only champion that he fought.
Hey, Jules, I remember when you made that. The delusion was so out of control. I remember when you made the intros about him with to this day, and you gave him the big eye, and you were laughing at him and all that. That was hilarious.
You
That
know,
shit.
since when I've been watching, you know that PBC one, you know the skeletons that you get,
Oh yeah,
and then the
yeah, yeah.
PBC one, that
Yeah,
was the
because
funniest shit.
because the shit was look, the shit was stupid. It's like, yo, why do y'all want him to be that so bad, bro? Like, he's not that. I'm sorry, but he ain't what y'all want him to be, bro. He ain't.
You know the
But
fanboys were so pissed off at that one.
but Jules, quick question, right quick. Like, my bad if you already explained. What's this like 90 million Tyson Fury's talking about that AJ missed out on?
Oh, right. This is
Like,
basically it, right? This is it,
Oh,
right?
God.
Let me champ the shit. Basically, yo, somebody mic is wild, and whoever mic that is, mute that shit. Basically, the story is that there was a step aside proposition in place for Anthony Joshua to step aside. He would be paid off, and Dillian White. He would also be paid off. But Tyson Fury wanted to come back in March against the handpick. And it looks a lot like that is what fucked up the deal. It's looking more and more like, yo, that's what fucked up the deal. If the Saudis are going to pay both Dillian and AJ, why the fuck would you not box Usyk next? It don't. Then what we paying them off for?
got you.
What we gonna pay? What we gonna pay Dillian off and AJ off to fall back so you can fight a handpick? The fuck?
So oh shit. So that's what Eddie Hearn was talking about that he never wanted to do in that interview, right? That,
Basic. That's why he said. That's why he said that. Come to find out. That's why Eddie said that. That come to find out. Fury didn't want to fight Usyk because why the fuck would if these guys are being paid to step aside, it ain't so you could fight Manuel Charr next, obviously. It ain't so you could fight Robert Helenius next, obviously. It's so you could go straight into the Usyk fight. But the story that's out there is, yo, this dude wanted to come back in March in the UK against a handpick, and then he would fight Usyk in June.
Yo, man, I don't see how his fans are a fan of his, man. I don't know how.
Me neither.
Julius, the funny thing is, Tyson Fury was offered 60-40, but he didn't take it, and he was going to get more money, but he took it against Wilder.
Exactly.
So what does that show? He's also a fucking cherry picker.
So Wob, I said this. Look, when he came back, I said this in the last episode I did of the relay, that when he was mounting his comeback, he had two options: shoot for Wilder's belt or shoot for AJ's belt. You picked Wilder for a reason, bro. You picked him for a reason. And after you broke away from all of that, after the first fight, when you jumped into bed with Top Rank, that delayed your rematch with Wilder. You could have went after AJ then. No, you chose to keep fucking with Wilder. That's what it's the reason you did that. And we all know what it is, and we all been saying it for 3 fucking years. You knew what you were doing, bro. You knew. This dude can't box, he's one-handed.
He knew he was the weak link. That's why.
Pretty much.
No, another point to add to that. Fisheye Warren was saying, oh, we won 50-50 against Fury. We won 50-50 based now. When it comes to Dillian White, he's saying his thing purse money. How much was Tyson Fury earning at the time? Please tell me.
Exactly.
How much was he earning for Safari and the other clown?
Exactly.
And also furthermore, y'all remember when when Fury screwed up Undisputed, he was going to get a 50-50 split when he didn't deserve it?
Oh yeah, I mean, look, he doesn't deserve it now.
No, not at all. I mean, but AJ, he consented because he wanted to get the fight done.
He doesn't see. This is the thing, right? Fury's marquee value is not in a place to where if he fights a Povetkin or someone like that or a Pulev, it's a big fight. No, you're not in a place where it's like that, bro. Without Wilder, go ahead, put him out there. Let him do his fight in March. Give him Helenius so we can see what it does. By all means, give him the fights that he won. He won Manuel Charr. Let's see how many units he can move with Manuel Charr.
I would even argue, right? Helenius is a more known name than Pulev was. I would argue that he's more well known to boxing fans, right? And my thing would be like Joshua did 700,000 pay-per-view boys plus against Pulev. So how many would Fury do against Helenius? 50K? 60? 100?
Shit.
Let's see if these fanatics buy the pay-per-view.
Everything with Fury is imagination station shit. Everything requires your imagination. The truth. This man hasn't boxed in the UK. Yo, who mic is fucking up? The truth is this man hasn't sold, like, somebody mic is fucked up. Yeah, whoever mic that is, mute that shit. The man hasn't boxed in the UK since what, 2017 or 2018, I think it is. In the last 3 years, Dillian White has sold more pay-per-views in the UK than you, bro. The fuck you mean you only gonna give him 20%? He sold out the O2 in the last 3 or 4 years. What the fuck have you sold out in the UK in the last 3 years? Go ahead.
I think we can all agree that also Dillian White is a much bigger attraction in England than Wilder is in America.
I agree with that.
You agree with that?
Yep.
I think he's a bigger star in England than Wilder's in America.
I agree with that because you know why? I'm a paint the picture. What the fuck would Wilder versus Parker do on pay-per-view in America? What would that do? What would that do?
Oh god, that would hurt.
Oh man.
Probably the same as the Ortiz 200.
Especially in the same year.
Think about that shit. White sold out the O2 with Parker, right? So what does Wilder sell out with Parker? What would he sell out? Bear in mind, Parker didn't have a belt when Dillian fought him, but the fight still sold out.
I think it would have done good numbers. Like not paper, like tickets. I think it would have done well at like the Barclays.
I think at the Barclays, it probably would have sold between 12 and 15.
Yeah, that's good.
It's all right, but it ain't 20,000.
It's not, but it can. But Jay, you're a smart man. Price scaling in America is so much higher.
I agree with you, but I also know that the PBC is doing a thing.
Stronger, brother.
No. It's not even that. The PBC papers the house, and they've been doing it for years, bro. They don't sell all of that shit, man.
True.
Motherfuckers is comping
They
tickets.
give it out as charity.
Listen, motherfuckers is comping tickets in the thousands, B. Like when they can't get them off, they just give them away to pay for the house.
That's why you always see black curtains in their events.
Look at the last Gervonta Davis fight. If you look at the top row, it was curtains off. The whole top section was curtained off.
By the way, a quick question. Anybody can answer this. Like when the Thurman Barrios pay-per-view tanks, how long do you think it'll be before they release the numbers, or will they not release them at all?
They won't release the numbers because remember, it didn't start with Davis. They never released the numbers for Ruiz versus Areola.
Oh shit, they didn't, did they?
They did.
Actually, Jay, if I'm not mistaken, they didn't actually officially release the Danny Garcia Spence numbers either. They were never officially released.
They didn't.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
How many pay-per-views is that now where they haven't released the numbers?
The ball,
a lot.
A few. It's a few. Like the Charlo numbers. The Charlo numbers was not like they didn't release them shits neither. The ballpark that was out there was like, oh, it did 100,000, but it probably did less than that. Ain't shit new out here, B. It's the same old shit. It's just getting worse. That's all.
Jules, the quote you, Jules, is wild out here. It's fucking wild out here, man.
Listen,
and they don't want it getting out, man. They don't want that getting out.
Listen, what the fuck you think he gonna do with Rolly Romero, bro? Be real. You think do you think that adding Rolly to the card is gonna make him like, oh, well, he fighting Rolly now, so I gotta buy it.
You know, it does around the same number as the Cruz fight, or worse.
Yeah.
I think
that's going to be an entertaining fight, though, just because Rolly's so much.
As long as it lasts.
Rolly will fuck around and knock him out. Rolly will fuck around. Look. He went 12 rounds with a garden on, bro. Rolly is big, got Down syndrome, and he's here to fight.
I believe he has more power than Cruz.
Gonna hit him with one of them Rolly punches, one of them book back. Man, I'm Devontae Davis now.
Yo, how was my Rolly impression? I wasn't really. Was it good? Did it suck?
Dick will be in the corner.
Okay.
Dick will be in the corner.
What the fuck?
Go, Danny Ranger.
Man,
Jay, your role impression was good, but you have too much IQ to be successful.
Okay.
You're right, Rolly. You're right, because Rolly don't scream till after he throw the punch. He'll go. "Ah!"
Stop making fun of me.
That motherfucker's so slow, he lay through his own punch. Ah!
Jules,
Hey,
Jules, can you
you
let me on?
messed up for the fuck.
Can you let me on, man? That took a lot of patience,
No, but on some real shit. On some
Oh
real
my
shit.
God.
He on that
Julian
badly
White
done
is
boxing,
doing
bro.
that.
On some real shit. He might fuck around.
Oh.
Not even Cap. Not even Cap. Shout out to Ronnie Boy, because Ronnie Boy said the shit. Look, say what we want about Rolly, but he's actually big for 135. He is big for 135. He does have some power, and we just seen Davis go 12 with a garden on him. What happens if he in front of somebody that's
My buddy said he,
Jules,
my buddy
you know
said
what?
he
You know
kinda
what?
slow, and
You know I
slow
can't.
people hit hard.
And we just
You
saw that
know I can't
Gervonta's
favor.
power
I
ain't all
mean,
that.
you know I can't favor Rolly to win is because when you get outboxed by a ghost, you know I'm sorry, like I really don't
Listen,
give you
bro,
much.
I'm just telling you that Rolly is not there to box, bro. And everybody know. You think Rolly gonna be sitting there jabbing and shit, and picking his moments?
Nope.
He about to do that like you watch my lead foot. When you watch my lead foot, make sure my lead foot on the outside of his, cause he is southpaw. Let me jab at his chest, cause his head keep. He ain't going. He mad.
No. Wait. This yo. This is what he's gonna be doing. This is what he's gonna be doing.
Pink and bean. Pink and bean. I'm Bully Romero. Man.
Jesus fucking Christ, Jay.
Damn,
Oh, you look good help for this, man.
Oh,
Julian, why you
Yeah.
do that with your hat? That looks hilarious.
Man. Baby. I'm Devontae Davis
We're
now.
so mean. We're so mean.
Oh,
guys.
Yo, man.
Bro,
y'all going to hell, y'all.
Yo, Jay, cancel culture's gonna come for you for that.
they don't watch this channel.
Oh, we going to hell, y'all. We all going to hell.
Yo, Rolly gonna fuck around and kick him. He fuck around, opening bell, bing bing. Man. Fuck around and kick him. Now he don't look like Rolly. It's a boxing match, Rolly, not a kick. It's a
Wait, y'all know what he's gonna do?
match.
Y'all know what he's gonna do?
Bro.
Y'all remember the water boy? Y'all remember the water
It
boy
is
when
the
that drop kick,
PBC
dude?
brought to you by the Special Olympics.
Da-da-da.
Oh shit!
I'm
Hey,
just telling
Julian,
y'all, B.
the only Sanch is backstage asking to get in. His mic messed up. I don't know if he's still there, but
I got him. Yeah, yo, listen, B. Rolly gonna fuck around. He gonna fuck around. He gonna bring a book bag to the fight. Hit Davis with. Man.
As long as he knocks Davis the fuck out, I hope
No,
he does.
on some real shit, he might, because like I said, if we stop playing around, let's stop playing around. This is what we know. Rolly does have a size advantage over Gervonta. Gervonta just went 12 with a very small fighter, and he broke his hand in the fight. So he hurt his hand in the fight. So if he goes into the Rolly fight, he coming off an injury too. Tack that onto the shit.
he was getting hit a lot too by Cruz. I mean,
He was.
you know, Rolly.
I might have to put some money on Rolly, B. I might.
That also proved to me that Gervonta's power ain't all that either, because he could have knocked Cruz out. So
Bro, we knew
Cruz
that from the
power.
Well, after that, Cruz got a hard ass head.
Nah, we knew that from the Gamboa fight, bro. That Gamboa went 12 with
That's
you,
true,
bro.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
That dude got knocked out in 7 by Castellanos, and I think that was at 30. I think it was at 30, at 130. So, come on, B. His power never been all that. His power was really concussive, I would say, at 130 pounds when he was there, when he knocked out Pedraza. But a lot of people tell you Pedraza was weight drained. He should have moved up. And that's a part of why Davis was able to get him. So it's like, yo, look, maybe his power never even was all that. Maybe it never was.
But he knocked out Leonardo Santa Cruz, bro. Come on.
Talking of 135, what on earth is happening,
Did you just
man?
call him Leonardo? You call him Leonardo?
Yeah,
that's his name.
Leonardo.
He ain't Mexican, man. He ain't Mexican. I don't think he's Mexican.
Teenage
Mutant
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
By me, that dude is like I think he's from Uruguay or Paraguay. I don't know, but I don't think he's Mexican.
Paraguay makes sense with a name like Santa.
Yeah, Santa. Leo Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk.
Everyone on the panel, what's George doing, man? Why is it whenever they get belts, they get big headed? What's going on?
I'm gonna say this. No.
Everybody, why don't they fight Devin
Been a
Haney?
few weeks.
No. I'm gonna say this. One, he's only had the belt. I'm with Mark. He only had the belt a few weeks. The belts a few weeks. Two, he's not dismissing Devin Haney. They going through the motions. Let's see before we judge him. Right? Let's just see where it goes. Now, I do want to shift the focus. I'm gonna start with Mark. Mark, it sounds like Demetrius is going up to 168 pounds. That's the story. So we're not going to get Andrade versus Yanni Beck. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about it? It's like, right, so I've always been kind of like one of these guys who fight your man does, right? He wants to move up. I guess he wants to chase the Canelo fight. Personally, like, I think you need to realize you ain't getting that shit. Unless Canelo wants to give it to you, because Canelo gets to choose whoever the fuck he wants to fight. Like, at the end of the day, he has like 27 dudes trying to get a fight with him. He can only fight like 2 or 3 times a year. So you'll be on a waiting list. If you want, you're gonna go up and you're gonna fight Zach Parker. Okay, I guess fine. I don't think this will probably cause a lot of controversy. In terms of overall like level of opposition fought and shit so far, Zach Parker is not like a step down from Yanibek. It's just like maybe you're trying to position yourself for the Canelo fight. I'm cool with the move because of the age and everything, but I would have liked to see the Yanibek versus Andrade fight. But instead, I'll probably get a more exciting fight because I think the next highest in the rankings is Esquiva Falcao. So Esquiva Falcao versus Yanibek will be a very exciting fight for the Bacon.
That is a good fight. Leo, where'd Leo go? Did Leo leave? All right, let me go to I'm gonna go to Virtuoso. Virtuoso, how do you feel about it? Because I saw a lot of people, they're already throwing around the duck word. Are you angry about it? Are you not angry about it? How do you feel about the move?
I'm not angry at all. In fact, I'm like, good. If you don't want that fight, fine. Like, go after the Canelo fight.
Oh shit! I think where'd he go? Oh shit! All right, let me go to JBN because Virtuoso's mic is acting up. JBN, how do you feel about the move?
Yeah,
are you back?
I don't know, man. It's like,
what the fuck is going on with Virtuoso?
I don't know, man. Like,
yo, Virtuoso, get out! You need to get out of that black hole, bro. Yo, he's in an extra dimension right now.
All right, let me go to JBN. JBN, how do you feel about the move? Are you okay with the move? Are you not okay with the move? Are you disappointed or are you indifferent?
I don't really care. Don't really care about Demetrius too much. I'm gonna call it a duck just to troll his fans, because if they want to call Canelo a duck for moving up and fight Kovalev instead of him, and
that is a good point.
And he relinquished those belts, then I'm gonna just call it a duck just to troll him, because I see Yanni Beck and Zach Parker. I've seen Zach Parker fight some fights, and he's not bad. He's decent.
That's a good point, though. It's a strong point. That like
think about it this way: if it would have been Munguia in that same position that they put a mandatory right away, would you have left? No, you wouldn't, because that would have been a big fight.
That's a strong point. Name. That's a strong. I can't. Like, if a motherfucker told me that, I would have to just agree with his ass. Like, yeah, he wouldn't move up if it was Munguia. He wouldn't move if it was him.
I'm gonna just call it a duck, just a troll.
Damn,
you know how you're gonna get that Canelo fight, Andre. If you're listening to me, move up, fight Zach Parker, and then move up and fight Joe Smith Jr. for that WBO belt. That's how you're gonna get that fight. But you're not gonna do that. I know you're not gonna do it.
Hey, man's not wrong. Look, Jay, man's not wrong. It is a duck. It's just I don't really give a fuck about the duck, because like my whole thing is, the only reason I don't give a fuck about it is if you're ducking to chase a Canelo fight, fair play. You're coming to the twilight of your career.
But can I say this, Mark? Let me say this. Right? when Terrence Crawford, before he left the 140-pound division, you know, they had ordered him to fight Sergey Lipinets.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, okay, but we know why he went up. He went up for the Hearn fight, you know, so it was like, you know, he's going up to essentially become a 3-division champion. I didn't consider that a duck because I'm like, well, come on, B. Like, he's going to stay here for Sergey when he has the opportunity to become a 3-weight champion. So I kind of look at it in that scope to where, yeah, I would have liked to have seen a fight and all of that, but it ain't like, yo, yeah, it's a mandatory. All right, cool. Didn't he satisfy mandatory already for y'all? Liam Williams was a mandatory. Y'all ordered that fight. So it's like I sympathize with him more than I don't sympathize with him. But JBM makes a good point. JBM makes a good point. If y'all motherfuckers was really sitting here saying that Canelo ducking motherfuckers to go up and fight Sergey, oh, that's a duck. I think this is a duck. This is worse than that. Beating Sergey is
a
better than
4-weight
beating Zach
division,
Parker.
just like him to be a 3-weight division.
Can I add another thing onto everything that's said, right? Like, just from my perspective, I don't think, what is there for Andrade at 160, right? He has a mandatory with Yanabek, right? And let's say if he wins that, what next? Charlo ain't unifying with him. Golovkin's looking at Murata. There's nothing there for him. He needs to go
nothing
up.
there. No one's going to fight him.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it was a good move on his part, even though, you know, I mean.
So country, let's get it straight. You don't mind the move.
Not 100, not really, because I mean, what is he doing? I mean, there's not much going on for him. I mean, okay, he was supposed to fight Zanny back. I would have liked to have seen that fight, but at the same time, it's not really what he wanted. He wanted like Canelo and a bigger fight, so he probably said, "Screw it, I'm gonna let go of the title, move up, and put myself in a position to get what I want." And I can't be mad at him for that.
That's why I'm like, look, I like the Yanni Beck fight. Don't get me. I think it would have been a great fight, but also it's like, yo, is it really? Is it a big fight? Like, all right, are you gonna get
out of it?
Are you gonna get anything? Are you gonna get anything more from fighting Yanni Beck than what you got from fighting Liam Williams?
No.
Dude, he should go to 175. No, because at 168, Canelo probably is gonna go up now. He's gonna go to 175. He's gonna go to, I think, probably the cruiserweight. There's nothing there for him. I think he should go to 175 and try to win a belt up there.
Well, and he'll make some noise, which is what he needs. He needs some attention. You beat Joe Smith Jr., you're gonna get some attention.
I'm not disagreeing with y'all, but I'm gonna say this: he goes to 68. Billy hasn't officially retired. He hasn't. He hasn't announced it. I know he got shot. Most people don't know. He got stabbed in the hand because he was fucking around with. Yeah, he got stabbed in the hand because he was fucking around with some people and they jumped him. No, real shit. That ain't cat.
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders, he's a clown, man. What are you doing, bro? You're a big man. You made your millions.
Wow. Listen. Billy on them street. He in them streets. That's all I'm saying. Billy is in them streets. Billy, like, I know to Americans they may not see a street guy, but Billy is a street dude. B. I know he got at least
no. He's a traveler. No matter if he makes millions, a traveler is always a traveler. You live in his camp.
He's a street dude. Billy is with the shits. And Billy was fucking around. He messed with something happened, and I saw the video where the dude said, "Yeah, we stabbed you in your fucking hand because you a boxer." This, that, and the other. I seen the shit, but I'm gonna say that an option for Andrade, if he goes up to 68, Billy is there, Daniel Jacobs is there, John Ryder is there. When I think about those fights, I'm like, well, look, just off of name value alone, it'll do more for him than fighting Yanni back.
Right. Dude, what? I swear he's a champion, or he doesn't have the super champion title. So when he goes up, he can become a mandatory the way Uysk did.
Well, that's the thing, that for whatever reason he doesn't have it. That's why he has to go through Zach for interim status.
The thing is, though, he never applied for it.
That's true.
That's what's pissed me off the most. Like, in cases like Usyk getting it or Crawford getting it, they achieved the undisputed. Now, you can't apply for the exemption, and it's in the rules. Like, you can't. But he hasn't applied for it. And he should have applied for it because he meets the credentials and the qualifications based off of defenses.
That's true. He does have he did defend the WBO title, what, like 4 times, right? At middleweight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he should have that shit, man. Let me read the super chat. Jaime Nieto says Andrade always saying no one wants to fight him. I'm more interested to see if he has that energy for Plant Benavidez. He's not getting Canelo anytime soon. Listen, I don't think he's gonna get Caleb Plant or David Benavidez just because of the same old bullshit that we got to go through all the time. Yeah, like
PBC.
we ain't gonna see that shit. Like we ain't. It would be really nice. Like I could really go for Andrade versus Benavidez. I think that's a great fight, but we ain't gonna get that.
But
shit.
Jules, quick question. Like,
that's
as far
sad.
as far as it comes to Andrade, it's like I see it as like he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't. Because I think it's like I think he should. I'd like him to fight Yanni Beck and defend his title one last time, then move up. Because I'm just all about champs fight mandatories, just the same with Mark and just stuff like that. But also, I get the move myself. I understand.
Yeah, but I get. You know what the other thing? It's like if you got Zach at the table now and he talking now, you know this is boxing. You got to do shit quick. So it's like, well, if Zach is talking to me now, I'm gonna hold that up to fight him. What I'm gonna get out of fighting him? Nothing.
Because like I said, let's just say he fights Yanni, right, and just easily outboxes him and just whatever else and gets a points decision. People's not nobody's gonna give him flowers for that.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you what, Jay. I'm not saying he would beat him. I don't know because it's like. Let me say this. I figured that this was gonna happen, but I thought that the fight would get ordered a year from now because he just satisfied a mandatory and Liam Williams. So I'm like, well, if they do end up fighting, it'll be a year from now, and a year from now, maybe Yanni Beck will have 2 more fights and he'll have more experience. I would have favored Yanni Beck to win the fight if it were a year from now, but it's happening now, so it's closer to me. Like, well, Yanni Beck looked kind of robotic
that's why I also don't have a problem with him vacating. He was well moving up because like he just fought a mandatory, and now you guys ordered him to fight another one that hasn't even.
That's what I mean, like back to back. Like he literally just fought one last year.
Like in April, like last April, he fought Liam Williams. So
that's what I'm like, yo, that's wow. Like really, y'all ordered 2 mandatories in the same calendar year. When y'all start doing that?
I'd be like, fuck y'all, I'm out. I'm going up to 168. Screw y'all.
That was Uncle Bob that had something to do with that.
Of course. Oh, yeah. It was Bob all the way. Yeah,
of course. Edwin Castillo said, was Vlad on his way out and Fury fluke lucky? I'm going to be real with you, yo. Let me be real with you. Vlad, that's no. Let's be real. Vlad's style and the fight that Fury fought would have always been a problem. I'm going to defer you to Mark. Mark, is that true? Is that not true?
I wasn't listening.
Well, that's a shame.
I'm sorry. All I heard was Mark, is that true? Is that not true? And something about Vlad. What was it?
We asked you if you tuck your penis. No, I'm just
to be fair, the answer is hold on. I'm going to give him an answer to that question. The answer is yes, and it still looks big.
Oh shit! All right, now no bullshit.
Are you circumcised?
No. All right.
I am actually, yes.
All right,
I'm a part Jew. What do you think about that?
Okay. Listen,
I'm a Muslim, bro. I'm circumcised as well.
You guys are great. Mark, you know Fury's, Vlad's style. It was always, it was pretty much the same throughout. Do you feel that a part of the reason that Fury beat him was slippage? Was it timing and slippage that beat Fury or that beat Klitschko, or was it the style that it would have always been a bad style matchup?
I think it was there was a combination of a few things. If you look at Vlad's fights prior to that, he was starting to hit a bit of a decline in terms of he wasn't putting it on anymore, like the Jennings fight, etc. He wasn't looking great. Then he goes into the Fury fight. I think he overlooked Fury in terms of his abilities a little bit, but I do think Tyson Fury's capabilities in terms of slipping and timing is what caused Vlad problems. Of course, the style will be an issue. Whose mic is open that I can hear myself? That's bothering me. Yeah. Where was I? I was on the. Where was I?
How much do you feel like slippage was?
No, I think it was a combination of a lot of things, man. I don't think it was just like the style.
You don't.
I think the size. I think. Hold on. I think the
Vlad
size
wasn't ready.
I'm with Mark. I know what Mark.
Ready.
Hold on. Let me say this. I do agree with Mark. and I know what he's gonna say because it's true. Go ahead, Mark. Because it's true.
I think the size was the biggest issue for Klitschko because he was so used to being able to just wrap his arms around people to get them whenever he needed them. He could jab them at length, but against Fury, just the size, he couldn't really win most of those attributes because he was outsized. He couldn't win a jab battle at length because he can't keep a guy off him who can jab with him, who's got 3 inches of reach on him. He's not going to be able to just clinch this dude because he's larger and heavier than him. So he's able to lean on him back and push him back. So he can't do that like he did with Vivek. And so I think it was a combination of size, style, and timing, and the fact that he was on a decline. I do believe if it was 6 years earlier, Klitschko would have knocked him out. But that's different.
Yeah.
Now let's go into the realm of belief, and I firmly believe this, and I stand by it. If the rematch would have happened, I firmly believe Vlad would have knocked him out.
I was just about to ask you that, Julius. Because like I saw the gloves off. I had to rewatch it like not that long ago. Vlad gave no fucks.
He gave no fucks.
He didn't care. Like,
Exactly.
like,
you know why?
I'm gonna knock this
because
dude out.
all
He's
the
gonna
mind
knock me
games
out.
were done. That's it.
Yeah,
What
that was
happened
it.
has happened.
Yeah, because
you got his win, and after that, like Vlad goes, "I'm gonna fuck you up. I ain't gonna jab you up."
he did all the mind games to Sawab's point, and it was a lot of fucking mind games. But you did all that so that you could fiddle through the fight. All the mind games you played, I thought you was gonna really fuck me up. Now you did all that talking so you could just fiddle and fidget. And
Fury said before
You
the
know,
fight, he's
you know
getting
what,
knocked out.
Jules?
That's what he said.
If the rematch would have happened, I think Klitschko would have utilized more pressure. I think I trust him more to be more compactful on the inside in the pocket because I do think he's fundamentally sound. Let's not forget who he is, man. And yeah, man. And to me, it would have been tougher for him to for Fury to hold his own because like coming down in weight after drinking all that shit, doing drugs and all that stuff. If he would have taken that fight, oh man, it would have been bad for him.
No, I mean we know Virtuoso because he said in Rolling Stone, yo, I sniffed mad fucking coke. So that's saying that when he won that belt, first place he went was the bathroom to treat his nose. If Vlad would have caught you after all of that, bro, he's gonna mess you up.
He would have been like Ruiz in the Joshua rematch, all fat and chubby, just hard to move, able to match, foot speed,
And this is the guy they saying, yeah, Fury could be competitive in any era. Bro, Sonny Liston to hurt that man, bro. Even though I know
bro,
Sonny
he almost got knocked out by a cruiserweight.
Did y'all hear The Rock endorse
Shout out
him
to
as
USS
like
Stevenson.
one of the greatest of all time? The Rock. He said,
that shit is wild to me. How you got really, y'all really think this dude could go blow for blow with like a formidable realist into these people? You crazy, bro.
Look, if Wilder was able in the third fight with all this stamina issues and all his one-punch technique, he was still able to put Fury down. Imagine if Usyk had done it. Like, remember, he got knocked down by a cruiserweight back in 2013.
Shannon Briggs.
Yes, I agree.
Shannon Cannon.
I agree. Shannon
would have ended. Let's go, champ. Let's go, champ.
Now, what I'm
no, disrespectful. I'm gonna be honest. I love Shannon, one of my favorite fighters ever. Let's not make out he was getting outboxed and got a robbery win over fat old George Foreman. George Foreman wasn't outboxing anybody at that time. He was able to land shots. At that time, he actually outboxed Shannon. Shannon couldn't box worth a lick. He was power for 3 rounds. You got through that, you beat him.
That's true. Now, I'm going to say this, Mark. Is Gassiev going to take this Hrgovic fight?
No, I think it's going to be on the big Chinaman to take the fight, to be honest with you.
Same with me. That's who I think is going to end up taking the fight.
Zhang.
Yeah. Zhang wants it, Jay. He said he wanted it.
I know. I'm not stopping him. If he wants to, go get it, bro. But,
Zhang calling him out. Everybody ducking Zhang calling them out. Let's go, Zhang.
I wouldn't see that going well, if I'm being honest. But hey, man, if he wants to fight him, go ahead.
Yeah, I think Hrgovic could beat him.
IBF should just give him the mandatory. Why are they flipping him about so much, man? Just give it.
I don't know why they doing
give
that.
it.
Has this ever happened before? In the heavyweight,
I mean, listen. I don't recall a time. Remember, they did this already, bro. They literally already went down the ranks to find someone, and they couldn't find someone before.
and now they're doing it again. So it's like, dude, y'all might as well just make this like, oh boy, this is just wild.
Hergovic is a bad dude, man. I can't even say he's a bad dude because he ain't beat nobody, really. But they don't want to give him a chance, yo.
I'll give you this, right? The last time I recall this much ducking, not in terms of it wasn't the final eliminator, it was for an actual title opportunity, was also in the IBF rankings. And Jay will remember this at light heavyweight only a couple of years ago. They had to elevate Callum Johnson into the IBF rankings for Beterbiev to have a fight because they went through the rankings, they went through every single person, they all declined the fight. Every single person in the IBF rankings, 1 through 15. Declined the fight. Callum Johnson went up. You remember that, Jay?
You talking about when they fought on DAZN, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
They ended up getting Callum elevated into the rankings so Beterbiev could have somebody because everybody in the IBF declined it.
The motherfuckers didn't want no problems being. It is going to come down to Zhang because if you look at who they did, Ruiz ain't going to take that fight, bro. No fucking way. Gassiev ain't going to take that fight because he coming off an injury. After Gassiev is guess who? Charles Martin.
Oh,
you think he going to take the fight? Should he even
Wilder
be
should
there?
take the fight. Wilder should take the fight. He already sparred for gold.
Should he even be there? Yeah, right.
I mean, could they? He just fought in a eliminator. Could they skip straight to him? Or
I think if he wanted it, if he could get it, if he wanted it, I think because the guy that beat him declined it. So I think if Charles wanted the shit, they'd get. But he don't want that shit, bro. No. He just got beat silly. He got tied up on the ropes. He not gonna take that shit. It's wild out here, man. I told y'all that motherfucker got too much hair on his chest. Nobody want to fight nobody like that, bro.
Charles Martin walked the rope like a god.
Not no more.
He's like the drugs the animals feel of the boxing world.
Bro, his whole chest is like one big ass eyebrow. Like, bro, like I'm not fighting him, bro. I don't want that
You know
head.
what? Hey, as a consolation prize to the fans, you know who he should fight if they can't find nobody? The Savage.
I thought you was gonna say Frankie Sanchez. I was like, please,
oh hell,
no.
fuck no.
Please,
you know what? You know what? Julius, wait a minute. Julius, wait a minute. Like for all of Frankie Sanchez's hangups, I will give the guy credit for this. He is winning fights. I will say that.
I'll give look. All right, let me just take myself out of it and be objective, right? Frankie Sanchez has one of the better wins of an up-and-comer in the heavyweight division today. He arguably has a better win than any win on Hergovic's resume in F.A. Ajagba. I will give him his credit, but that by no means means that I would want to watch him. I do not want to watch this dude, bro. I'm not going to suffer through that shit.
I mean, but I will say, I'm just making the point that he is winning, regardless of how boring
and I'm not going to lie to you, Jay. Yeah. If they said Frankie Sanchez took the fight, I might have to watch that shit.
Oh yeah, I check it out.
That
I mean, is he even in the IBF rankings? Where is he at?
Nah, he's not. He's not ranked by them at all. Nowhere in there. That's why it's going to end up being Zhang. Zhang is at what, 14? I think. Is Dempsey McKean?
He's out there 12 or 13. Dempsey McKean is before Zhang, I think.
It's Dempsey McKean and then it's Zhang. And I mean, like, I could see like a situation where maybe Dempsey's like, all right, fuck it, mate. We ain't here as fuck starters. And
Dempsey
then he
take that shit. It's like, okay, Dempsey, I see you, bro.
Shit, can't Chisora fight Hergovic?
He's not in the ranks. He's not in the ranks. He's not in the IBF ranks.
That'd be a good fight.
I wouldn't mind that.
That would be a good fight.
I wouldn't mind that, but yeah, Chisora get knocked out, bro. Chisora get.
I mean, it's only a matter of time before he gets slept.
Damn, this just reminded me of how much Joseph Parker ain't shit, bro. Like you.
I mean, Chisora, he was there several times for the taking.
Bro, like you just really ain't shit. You've been hanging around Fury too long. Your Capricorn card is about to get revoked.
When he said that shit, when he never fight Fury, that was cringe, man. I'm like, are you kidding me?
No, I could live with. Look. I could live with you not fighting Fury. You won't fight Hergovic, bro. You needed
he literally just said after the Chisora rematch, like, "Oh yeah, I'm open to big fights." Then what do you do in the next 2 days? Nope, not fighting Hergovic. Sorry.
He's been running around Las Vegas, flipping cocaine with Tyson Fury, and everybody knows it.
Yep.
Everybody
Undeniable.
knows.
His
Undeniable.
face lit
Coke
up
will make you
when he
I'm
had
dumb.
sending him on
FaceTime
errands, bro.
with Tyson Fury for that training camp, man. Like he wanted to be out, away from the wife and kids, man.
Bro, they out there fucking broads and living life, bro. Why you think? Listen, the reason that he said he couldn't train with Kevin Barry, peep this shit, and I'm not lying, all right? He said he wanted to spend more time in New Zealand. Where is he right now?
Wait a minute.
The
Wasn't Joseph
fucking
Parker like
UK
charged
with
as like
Tyson Fury
an accessory
in
to
his
like?
bed.
So, I mean,
He wanted to party.
Wait. Let me break it down for you further. Kevin Barry is based out of Las Vegas.
oh shit.
Who has Joseph Parker been running around with in what city in America?
Las
Oh
Vegas.
boy.
Bro, you ain't out here. You're not out here for boxing, bro. You flipping cocaine and fucking them broads. That's what you do. Because if you saying that you left Kevin Barry because you wanted to spend more time in New Zealand, okay, Kevin Barry's gym is in Las Vegas, Nevada. Are you in New Zealand right now? No. You and Andy Lee and Tyson Fury is in Vegas. So, what's going on, B? It's wild
They
out here.
both on that.
To be fair, Jay, though, when he said that was before he went under high levels of investigation for being involved in a meth ring.
That is true. You know what? Mark makes a good point. Maybe the reason he don't want to go back to New Zealand is because of the birds, because of the cocaine and all of that. It's wild out here. We can't be talking about this. Parker's with MTK. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for the night. Because I'm sleepy. Y'all stay safe.
Have a good night,
Have a good one.
fellas.
You too, y'all.
Enjoy
Where
your
we
day,
go, though?
Thanks for having me.
Always good.